Yes, sir.
What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in three, two, 1.
On the troll.
Yes, news readers. Yes. This is it. Just before we start everything, I'm just going to say this. Someone, Emily, as tired as you are, requested that, guys, man, you need to check this cat thing and analyze it. And I said to myself, Emily, do you want to do that? And I said, well, it would be good to do that. But the problem is that you guys are not ready to hear the truth. Because with Emily, before we start working now, we had to discuss what was happening there. And then when I was saying what it is, and then Emily was like, that would not be good for many people. So I agree with her. People are not ready to hear the truth. You guys are not ready to hear the truth. We would like to review that part. But let me tell you, cat situation is more political than you think. So in my opinion, if we were to go through that route, many people will catch it as strays. And then they will say, oh, because you guys glorify so and so. No, we won't do that. Or maybe we will do that on the membership side. I don't know, Emil. If energy allows, we can check Cat. But one thing for sure, what I can tell you right now, the wheels are turning reverse-wise now. Brown Mukhozi and Cat Matlala, they are a weapon now formed against Mkhwana. I can tell you that, but it's going to take you a while to actually see that happening. But it is happening because you listen to the streets of these ANC members who are now starting to say, hey, but Mkhwana was not implicated. And some of them are saying Mkhwana was set up. Well, I have a different view. A completely different view. These two people, Brown Mukhozi and Kat, they're taking you guys for a ride, in my opinion. And if I tell you that, you're not gonna like it, because maybe your leader is also playing along. Maybe my leader, maybe anybody's leader is playing along. So once we start talking about that, gloves are going to be off and you are going to not like it. So let's keep the peace. There's one thing we agree upon. That is, those people who are on the dock there, they are not the right people that kill Senzo. That we agree on. That is what we agree on. So to keep this peace for December purposes, let us stick to that. But for one thing for sure, Cat is purifying, in my opinion, Mkhunu. So as Brown Mukhozi, even though what was saying was sounding like gibberish, but one thing for sure, they are purifying Brown Mkhunu. And that would therefore mean that Mkhunu is or might be coming back after the investigation. And that investigation is going to bring Mkhunu back, and probably is going to be a potential candidate to be your president. Right, because that's what the streets are saying. Whether you like it or not, that's how things are going. Between me and you, I believe Mkhwana's. And I know for sure that things happened. But this is how dirty this road of politics is. And people always protect what it looked so easy for you in your eyes, that this guy is in custody, he might come and tell us the truth. No, there's always a hope for these people when they go to jail. 2, 3 years, 1 year, anything, pardon, whatever, it's possible, right? So, and considering how our judges have been behaving, anything is possible. Do you understand? So there's
Driving
still life
Maseratis and
at the
stuff.
end of the tunnel for Cat. So he's not gonna throw everything down and throw the tantrum. He is going to play along and help other fellow comrades one way or another. And we will live to forget about that. Like G20 that came to pass. Like Women for Change that came to pass. And what did they achieve?
Absolutely.
Purple,
nothing.
right? I'm not saying that I'm against women making sure that we and everyone else
Instead, they're
who's out
suing
there.
TikTokers.
Exactly. It came to pass. Unfortunately, that's how it is in South Africa. There is no follow-up. Even this thing of Cat, once it moves away from the mainstream media, you guys forget about it, and that's how it is. And your politicians seem to forget about it also until such time that something is wanted. Then people start talking, what happened to Cat? You know, and everyone's gonna be like, ooh, what happened? What happened? He's right, she's right. And then after that, they give him or they give them what they want, and then they keep quiet, and then you also keep quiet. You even forget. That's how South Africa is. Nice country, very friendly country. That's why everyone wants to come here and take over and get his peace, because we are a forgiving and forgetting nation.
Yeah, we do forgive and forget.
Right?
Yes.
That being said, let's talk about the behavior of what we're seeing in that court. I mean, exactly my point. We are a society that is okay, and we are warriors of keyboards. Here's the judge doing what, in my opinion, she shouldn't be doing. But he is doing over and above on the mainstream media. We are watching live. He does not care.
Yes.
He does not care because he's a lawmaker. Apparently, he was one of those people who were freaking there with this nonsensical, what do you call it? Constitution. Right? Let's talk about it and let's focus on that.
A lot happened in court today. A lot happened. Let me quickly go over it. But we're going to discuss that Red Gulf situation at a later stage. Mr. Anonymous, you were asking me, what did I see? What did I pick up? What did I don't know. But all I can say is dodgy stuff are happening in that court. Why would you want to dismiss or make it seem like a car registered under the police can only be driven by the police themselves? Or even if they are in a team, it means that just because it's assigned to Mogola, it means it was only driven by Mogola. While we know that, you know what, at some point they were transporting Tanzi there at Rustenburg. They were moving together. So you are trying to tell us that in that movement of driving kilometer after kilometer, Mohani never drove that vehicle? He never touched it? The steering wheel?
No, this was Mamfundis's car.
Her personal car in her personal capacity.
Nakon, who said this was the only car?
And also, who said that was the only car? Exactly. But they're going to try and make it seem like it was the only car. You know what? Whether it was driven by Mogola or Mohane alone, listen, the fact that there's no AVL records or the registration, the registrar of the car.
Accident report is there. Is it there?
No. As long as those things are not there, we're not going to be taking what Advocate Baloyi is saying as a fact.
Mara, this judge, how do you go back home and sleep after doing what you're doing?
I'm sure he sleeps like a baby. I'm sure. This doesn't bother him. If it bothered him, he would have stopped by now. He doesn't bother him. It's in his nature. He lives for this. He lives for these antics that he's throwing in that court. Ufuna ukusikhulumisa kakhulu. That's what he lives for.
But okay, let's talk about the whole thing.
Well, court resumed this morning with Advocate Nisi continuing with the time of when Gwabini was at the Pretoria High Court, in particular the third occurrence, the third time. Constable Zungu was giving his testimony and Gwabini was turned back at the court entrance by Sergeant Mohola. She told him not to come in or to go inside the court. Nisi went back to what Gwabini told the court that Sergeant Mohola allegedly told him when he arrived at the court, when she allegedly said, if he dared go inside the court, he will see what will happen to him. That sounds like a threat. What will happen to him? So Mnisi then said, just remind the court exactly what did she say. Gwabini said, I came with them from the DPP's office. I was with her at the door. And just when I was about to enter the door, she said, if I entered, I will see what I will get. So Nisi then said, what did you understand that to mean? And Gwabini said that I will put it this way that she placed it. She meant to say that I was going to interrupt what was happening inside the court as Constable Zungu was testifying and lying on my name. Maungangena. Ungalinge wangena. Maungangena. Then Nisi said, after those words, what did you do? And Gwabini says that she removed me and took me upstairs. She said I must register the money I used to hire a car to come to court because I wanted the money I used to travel to court. So Gwabini said that there's a place upstairs there where they register using their phones. And if you've requested to come to court, you are entitled to the money that you used to be paid back to you. So Gwabini said that they went where there was a place where they were filling in forms and they filled in those forms, and he said that they found a rude lady there, and she said that there was no money and that the money will get in his account in the middle of the week. So he said he left his account number with that lady. So from there, Mohola told him to go home and to never ever set foot at the Pretoria High Court ever again. So Gwabini said that they said, they set my feet in two places. He said his feet was on two places. It can happen that they kill me or arrest me. Gwabini even emphasized that it was them. Gwabini emphasized that it was them referring to the police officers, not the prosecutors. The police officers were the ones who gave him
not
these threats.
the accused.
Not the accused.
Yes.
Oh, not the. I thought they maybe not the prosecutor.
No, he
not
meant
the accused.
not the accused.
Not the accused.
Yes.
Okay, caught it.
As the court was putting it.
Because the court was saying that the accused are the ones that are threatening the witnesses to change their testimonies. So Mnisi then said, when you say they, who is they? And then Gwabini wati Mamfundisi and Gininda. And Mnisi then said, who specifically said those words? And Gwabini said it was the two of them, Gininda and Mamfundisi. Mnisi then said, did you ultimately go back home? And Gwabini said, I left. That was the last time I was here. So Mnisi then said the next moment you came to court is now, in this time that we're busy with now. And Gwabini said, as I am here now. So Mnisi said, let us go a bit back. You said that on the first occasion when you arrived at the police or at the office of the DPP, you met members of the prosecuting team. Who else was there? Well, Gwabini counted the people that were there in that office. He said it was Mr. Baloyi, the gentleman that is sitting next to him, aka Dr. Sibanda, Mamfundisi and Gininda. So Mnisi then asked him, and you further said that there was a point where attempts were made to read your statement. Is that not so? When was that? What is it? Was it on the first or the second meeting? And Gwabini said it was actually the first meeting. Nisi said you then testified that there was a document that was read, and when a certain section was read, you protested. Gwabini said yes. What was the cause of the commotion that was read from that document? And Gwabini said that when Mr. Baloyi read a part where it said Nkani Ntuli Zungu was traveling in a silver Polo, I said no. That's not it. No, come me out. So Mnisi then said, when you see that concern or, with the state, what was their response? And Gwabini said he first said, if I read it all, there's no way, there's nothing you don't know or agree to in the statement. So this was kind of forceful much, It was very much siyak forstala. But Baloyi said to him, that's how Gininda is putting it, that Advocate Baloyi said to him that, no. I will read this entire statement. You cannot disagree with everything in this statement. One or two things you'll agree with in this statement. You cannot not know everything that is in the statement. It's amazing how a prosecutor did not want to know if he's the one who wrote the statement, if he can tell him what is written in the statement without even looking at the statement, just to see what your investigators have been working and whether you stand a good chance of winning the case or organizing and putting your witnesses properly. No, that's not his priority. His priority is like, I'm going to read you this entire thing, according to Gwabini, of course. I'm going to read you this entire thing, and you're going to find one or two things that you agree with. Well, he said, I then said no, because you have already started by reading this, which is not true. Then the statement is not the one. And Mnisi said, was there any endeavor that came from the state to find out why you are protesting? Why are you protesting the genuineness of that information? Well, Gwabini said that the prosecutor never put it like that. He just spoke. He just asked me one question. Is Constable Zungu really your relative? And then Gwabini Wati, I said, yes, he is related to me. He was born of our grandfather, Is my grandfather's child. Nisi then said, yes. Anything further with regards to the reason why you said, no, I won't proceed with that statement? Was there any further inquiry that was done to find out the reason why you were protesting the authenticity of that document that was written? And Zungu said, no, it was never asked. And then Nisi said, you then further said that the instruction you were given was to the effect that you could then leave and make arrangements for your wedding and wedding ceremony. Then go and think over this thing and then come back again. Gwabini asked to tell his story in a sequence. He said, the incident that I'm referring to when the statement was read, it was in the very first occasion when I came here. Then the second occasion was when I received a call. He said in August, he was making wedding preparations. The statement that they read, they asked him about Ntanzi. He said, I asked that as this man is this old in this court, he was referring to Advocate Baloyi. As this man, as old as he is in this court. Can it be that Muzi is arrested and then Gwabini being arrested, then he writes about Ntanzi without knowing that Ntanzi was going to be arrested? But I mentioned
what did Gwabini write
in the statement. The statement hasn't been read to the record, and I doubt the state will read it on record as well.
Because Mnisi on purpose left it out. Because he wanted them to shoot themselves on the feet.
Yeah, reading it is going to be quite embarrassing. But we will see. Maybe they'll surprise us and shock us and actually read it on. But I have a feeling it's too embarrassing. There's
But
too
they
many
have to read
mistakes.
it to emphasize on the point of it was done by Kwabini.
But Ukwabini would never say a Zunguntu.
No, but on this, remember in that court, it's no longer about understanding the context. It is about whether, which is easy, I think it's the easiest. It is about whether the judge agrees, which is mostly the case with the state. So if they read it on record, that's all. That's all.
Well,
Because even if they don't read it, I mean, it has been touched already. So you might as well read it all. They have nothing much to lose. Nothing much to lose with this judge. Nothing much.
Well, at this point, you could hear the tremble in Gwabini's voice. He was now starting to speak very fast. Even I was struggling. I was struggling to catch up. I heard Mnisi said that he doesn't understand. He was very emotional. So Gwabini was rushing, and you know what he said? You know what? Let's take a breather. Gwabini then said that Gininda said to him that he was going to go to court and read that statement. He said, I will never go there to read that statement, Gwabini responding to Gininda. And he said that he told Gininda that he knows nothing about that statement and he never said what is written in that statement. He then said, you will go. Ne?
Why?
You don't know the state, when. You don't know the state, when. You are going to go and read a statement in court.
Very interesting. Kazi yini le ababadlela yona labafana omunye wabo maybe they like, honestly speaking, what is it? Why are they gonna be so
forceful, bullying? It's amazing. It's almost like Baba Tate Gangan, just the amount of disrespect of the highest level. I don't know how they do it, because wow, this is shocking. Then he said, I then said, if I had to go, I will stand still and not say a word. Ugininda then threatened Gwabini. He said to me that he will incarcerate me for 5 days. And then if I still don't say anything, I'll be sentenced to 90 days. Sergeant Mohola offered him tea, and he said that he was not interested in her tea. He said he was leaving.
wise move, if you ask me.
They then said, I must go prepare for the wedding and I'll come back properly after the wedding. So they were literally scaring him to death and creating this hostile witness, forcing him to admitting to writing statements that he says he never wrote. So imagine if it was a confession.
Yes.
What do you think would have happened?
Oh, no. Exactly what happened to him.
If this thing was a confession and not a statement, Bazalwan, imagine what could have
Exactly
happened.
what happened to him. Exactly. Nothing different, I think. Do you think there will be a different thing? Exactly.
I think it would have been worse. He would have actually been accused.
I think he went through the worst. He
co-accused.
passed out.
Yeah, he did pass out.
So he...
And he was taken to the cemetery.
Yes, Bomuzi, they also went through the worst. But this man almost lost his life.
If it was a confession, I feel he would have been a co-accused. He would have been standing next to his brother there. But I don't know what happened. It was change of plans. Well, Mnisi then said the third occasion was when Sergeant Mulawudzian said Dlamini will come and fetch you. Gwabini said yes. He said he was coming from Heidelberg. And Mnisi said, let's cross that bridge. Is there a statement that you ever made? Gwabini said that the statement I made was the statement that said transfer whatever that was said by Muzi and transfer it to me. And Mnisi asked him, who dictated dictated the content of that statement. Gwabini said that they were writing on a document that they claim was written by Muzi. So Mnisi then asked him, do you know the content of that statement? Gwabini said no, he doesn't even want to know what's in that statement. Mnisi asked him if he agreed that he would sign that statement as that information came from him. Gwabini said it because they told him that Muzi had written about him. They asked him to also write about Muzi. So they wanted him to respond to whatever they were making him believe Muzi had said and written about him in a particular statement. They wanted his handwriting. Then he said that he was not going to respond to what Muzi had allegedly written about him.
Yes.
Whatever they are saying Muzi had written about him, he told them that he will sign it. Nisi said, let me put it like this. You know how a statement gets made. Well, the judge interrupted and asked Mr. Mnisi if he was cross-examining the witness. Mnisi said that it was just clarification and he was getting to, before he could finish, the judge said, you know you are not allowed to cross-examine your own witness. Mnisi said, I'm not cross-examining him. The judge said, the law says that, not me. The law says that. You can't cross-examine your own witness. Do whatever you want, but the law says that. I'm just telling you, the law is saying that, but you can do whatever you want. Why was he so angry?
He's explaining the procedure, cross-examining.
But why was he so snarks? Why was he doing it with the angry face? Like, that's the part that throws
He's
me
always
off.
angry against these ones. Once they feel that they are closer, it throws tantrums.
And he was also stopping them from probing about who had actually written the contents of that statement. I feel like this is a no-go area for the judge as well as the prosecutor, Abafuni. They don't want it to be placed on record as to who was busy writing. This is where you commend Ubaba Absalam Zungu, because he didn't even beat about the bush. He said, I was sitting there. Kininda was writing the statement all on his own. It was just writing. It was just writing. Not asking me anything. We are pala, mbali. Script writers. But peace. So Mnisi explained to Gwabini how a statement is made to a police, since Gwabini said that he does not know how it is made. Mnisi said he will sit with you down and he will ask you whether you'd like to make a statement yourself or you'll want to narrate the story to him, or the police would write the story on the documents. Then you'll narrate the story to him. He or she will write it down. Then after your story gets finished or your narration ends, the policeman will then read back that statement to you to confirm if you have, what you had been narrating is a true reflection of what is contained in that document. Then after you have confirmed what is contained in that document is exactly what you have been narrating, then they'll request you to sign the document as a confirmation of you agreeing with the contents thereof. So Mnisi then said, from the time the police arrested you, at night up until today, did you ever make a statement?
So what Baloyi actually wanted to object on, which would have been close, is to say Nisi is explaining the procedure in a way that influences the evidence. Not to say that
He's putting words in the
is leading
mouth,
the witness.
in the witness's mouth.
No.
Well, Gininda said that they never read him any statement. And Mnisi asked him, did you ever sit down with a police officer and make a statement the way I'm narrating. Advocate Baloyi objected and said the witness explained yesterday in great detail as to what happened when he was with Gabatia, Kininda, and Mamfundisi, as he refers to them. He said, we don't understand the purpose of now taking the witness through this process and suggesting answers to the witness. He said, we submit that it is improper. We are saying this with the greatest respect. While Mnisi said, I don't understand what the basis of the objection is. I'm still leading the witness. If there are issues that I want him to clarify, is quite procedural, and I'm saying this too with the greatest respect for the state that it is within my right and the right of the witness to clarify issues in cross-examination in chief, irrespective of whether they might have said that there was a meeting with Brigadier Kininda. Mnisi said that he does not understand what the state's qualm about what he is doing with his witness is. Baloyi said that the council is not clarifying what the witness said yesterday. Oh, but they are. They are expanding on what they said yesterday. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, he said he's taking him through a different process, suggesting a process to him and asking whether that process has been followed. That is what they are saying, that it is impermissible. And if he wants to clarify, he can go back to what the witness said yesterday and seek clarity on what the witness said, and not as he does now, which suggests that the procedure should be.
Can you believe that that objection, is only good on the re-examination? Not, oh man. You are literally saying that you cannot go outside the scope while someone is still leading. The purpose of leading is in fact to create a new scope.
Yes.
That scope then will determine how those people that follow after that cross-examine. And then later re-examine. It's done. Someone is saying we are hypocrites here.
How so?
I don't know, some outpost person. He just woke up and is insomnia. He's like,
they're having chest pains.
Hypocrites. Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically
they're having chest pains. The state.
That's basically that. You know,
the state
it is very
suffering the repercussions.
It is very embarrassing. It is very embarrassing that I'm not a law student. I'm not a lawyer.
No.
But by the time Baloyi finished that objection, I already felt exactly what Nis was saying. I already was asking questions. You went to school, you studied for 4 years.
Yes.
You still went through pupillage.
Yes.
And then you became an advocate. And you have objections like that?
Yeah.
Such objection?
With a 99% conviction rate, yes. Yes. Well, Mnisi said that this is still examination in chief. This is not re-examination on issues that came across cross-examination.
That's what I hate about law. You have to teach other kids law. Because every time you give them an answer when they object, you must
even annoyed
teaching.
Ramusipil was like, I won't even respond to this frivolous objection. Are you calling them frivolous objections? I'm like, what? I'm not a lawyer, but these objections,
you've got to like your career, man. You've got to be sharp on your career. You don't sell me the idea that the mind of these people thinks just not far from this table. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that. Then something must be done about this degree to expand the scope and the way of thinking.
I even forgot to tell you. I was listening to this Nigerian pastor. They've decided to go back to school. They're studying law. Do you know that in Nigeria they've incorporated computer science modules?
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. It is
Programming.
correct. It can be. You know what?
In law.
You know what? In South Africa, we have created, when it comes to law, it has now become that thing that
the
is
go-to
like,
degree.
yeah. You know, I've met
everyone.
I have met many students who have passed this thing. They're sitting, they're chilling. And we have LLB. Almost everyone has LLB. No, I don't mean to disrespect it, but almost everyone has LLB. It's about time they incorporate a bit of difficult modules. You can have
a little bit of maths. It really helps.
And accounting. I mean, the way they do taxation, they deal with taxation and all that. It's about time they make it harder. You know,
it needs to be harder.
It's about time they make it harder.
Because what is this?
It shouldn't be about reading Steve Biko's book only. It shouldn't be about reading Macbeth. You know, it should be harder.
No, it should be a little bit more challenging, especially when it comes to this whole thing of logic behind putting evidence together, and also these like ridiculous objections, wasting time, stretching state resources. Like what is this?
They're doing great, those who have incorporated other difficult
There's in other
modules.
countries that are incorporating
it's about time.
Difficult modules.
It's about time.
The complacency is just embarrassing at this point. People are paying a lot of money to lawyers.
The only thing you're going to give me is English. No level of thinking.
No.
You're just going to give me proper English, nice English.
That's it.
That's it.
You are going to, worship your honor there with your English.
Even that thing of worshipping your honor should be scrapped, because that's when people feel superior and they start doing what this judge is doing.
Bullying antics that they are doing, intimidation antics. It's not
that
okay.
thing should stop. That thing.
These are people's lives. The people's lives on the line, and then you're treating them like it's commodity. You know, it's a battle of egos. Sometimes I'm even confused. Like, is this people are waiting to hear whether they're gonna go to jail or not, and there's people with egos.
And then you are telling people that you know law better than them. Can you believe an old man who should have retired in any case and not came back?
He must never come back. He must just sit at home and enjoy his retirement, because this is ridiculous. This is embarrassing. You know, other people from other countries are watching. They're watching this case, and they are asking themselves, "Can't what's happening in South Africa?" No. This is not right.
The only thing you can do is to go there and quote some law, S versus not. And I don't even put much emphasis on that anymore.
Me too, because they are manipulated and twisted.
Look at this case. It is going to set a certain precedent. It is in high court.
It is.
It is going to set a certain, but I can say a lot about this case.
Murky waters. There will be crooked lawyers who are going to be using these stunts that BALOYI is doing. They will. If they worked here, then they quote it in the Senzo Meyiwa trial, S versus Nduli and others.
States versus the 5 accused.
This is what happened, and this is what the judge said, and this is what, and then it becomes.
Can you believe a judge acting like a kid after you fought with the defense, and then you start agreeing with anything that BALOYI says? Yeah, tell them. Can you believe
It's embarrassing, honestly speaking.
Ikehla.
It's cringe. We cannot get used to it. I don't
Disgusting
care.
what you're seeing there.
It's been 3 years. I
very
still can't get
disgusting.
used to it.
You know, so I was sitting with this other very key lawyer also who was saying that these people who decide to go to the bench, it doesn't mean that they are special. It just means that they want to do less work compared to them. You know, they want to go and sit. I mean, he was even saying that some of these people who see them, you know that they've got no substance. But you see them as judges very soon. They are acting judges, and you're like, but what kind of a judge is this person gonna be? Because even during our time in court, it was just it could not reason beyond.
Bese yafuna manje ufuna ukuba yijudge ke manje.
And then you just because you were given that chance to sit on that bench and act, and then later on you became that because of the position that opened. All of a sudden now you think you are better than the people that are practicing and looking at the corners of this law. Because remember, these people that are looking at the corners, yours is just to listen.
Yes. Well, Mnisi said that this is still examination in chief and not re-examination, no cross-examination. He said, I can raise with this witness any other issue, whether it has, he said whether it's a new issue, as long as it's relevant within the context of this trial. So I don't know what procedure the state is worried about. That is unprocedural. He said that I'm embarking upon, in fact, I'm perplexed. I don't know of any procedure
very disgusting.
that says you cannot raise new issues as long as they are relevant in a particular case with the witness that you are still examining, him or her in chief, the witness that you are still leading. Baloyi was now accusing Advocate Mnisi of putting words in the witness's mouth, and the judge supported Baloyi's argument and said that he just made a remark that you can't cross-examine your own witness. Well, Mnisi said that he does not agree with the judge, okay? And the judge said that if he does not agree with him, then it's fine. He can continue. Well, Mnisi said, I gather that the court does not understand, but then the judge took offense. He quickly cut what Mnisi was about to say or the rest of his sentence. He just said, I don't think you understand the law better than me.
Jeez, man.
This is not a law, is what Mnisi
Says someone who's been reviewed, says someone who's been giving judgments that now and then gets to be reviewed.
He said, this is not a law, my lord. It's a question of fact. And the state is saying, I'm suggesting answers to this witness. What answers did I suggest? That is preposterous. It is preposterous. You are being falsely accused, advocate. Well,
that's all.
said,
That's all I worry about. These people are just interested in these big words.
Yes, and putting things on record that dent there's always this attack coming for the lawyer's character or something. Given an opportunity to put something bad on record about the defense, they take it. But when they say the state lied, the judge jumps in and wants to defend them and say, no, you can't say that. How can you say that to your colleague? How can you say? But when Advocate Baloyi does it, Advocate Baloyi has this tendency of gunning for the reputation of his learned friends. And he's just allowed to do it because it's him, he's getting away with it. But when the tables turn and now he has to be told in Dabazake, the judge comes in to fight for him. You can't say that about a professional. He's been a state prosecutor for 30 years. How can you say that? Well, Mnisi said that with the police, since the date of your arrest up until whenever were there ever such a moment where the process of making a statement happened? And Gwabini said, no, it never happened. Gwabini confirmed that there was never a moment where he sat down and narrated a story to the police. Gwabini said that they read him his statement at the time that he went to the DPP's office, but during his arrest, no statement was ever read to him or taken from him. So Mnisi then said, the statement which you say was your statement, what do you mean by that? Well, Gwabini said that they said it was written by me. They read it to me, and Mnisi asked him, did you ever make a statement? Gwabini said, I never made a statement. Mnisi then said, then you call it yours. And Gwabini said, they said it's mine. And Mnisi said, and you know that it's not yours. And Gwabini said, I knew that it was not mine, but they read it to me and said to me that it is a statement which you wrote. Mnisi then said, and you know that you never wrote a statement. Gwabini said, yes. So in other words, it was forced on you. Wasugumo BALOYI objected, saying that it's precisely what he had been complaining about. This is an opportunity for the defense to defend, and he wants to interfere and dictate as to how they should conduct or present their case.
No, look, here I'm going to whip a bit on the side of Gwabini.
Okay.
For indoda eyisoka, indoda edlala ingoma, you should be able to read the room. And perhaps it is important that ukuthi, as a man, when you grow up, zivakashele inkantolo, man. Go and
Just
sit down.
Yeah, just go and sit at
And
the
then
court.
uphinde uvakashele ithangam lezi inkantolo where the kings and whatnot are dealing with
Yes.
the issues
Yes.
that are troubling the community. There you learn how to speak. You understand? Umnisi had given all the hints as to what is his problem. His problem is
saying
that
it's my
my
statement.
statement.
It's not
You
yours.
cannot say it's your statement when you know what BALOYI is there to pounce on that. You cannot say that.
No.
You know?
Don't take ownership.
Don't
of
take
something.
ownership of that thing. So now Nisi ended up leading because you are failing to read the room. You know, Babu Kuzungu stubborn. ngendlela
Yeah,
yakhe.
but he read the
But
room.
he could read the room.
Smart, intelligent.
You
caught
can tell
fast.
ukuthi indoda ke yadila nama issues.
Yes.
So as a young man, I mean, this is a married man now. He's no longer a young man. He's a married man. You should be able to read the room, man. You can't just speak with your emotions. You know, it's important to read your room. As much as, I mean, we support you, what you are saying, we understand it's true. We believe you, but also, I mean, you know, in this court, it's not about this. It's all about gray and white. That's it. So you can take ownership of things that you are still going to deny. And you are speaking in your own home language. You are failing to articulate yourself. isiZulu si rich kangaka.
He should have been
Si
watching.
rich isiZulu. Very rich, man.
He should have been watching because he would have been able to read the room and understand just how brutal. I even saw Ramasipili trying to warn him about what the state is going to do to him given the opportunity and chance if he doesn't put things clear. You know, even Ramasipili hinted to him to say that. But I don't think he has an idea of how brutal Advocate BALOYI can be if given the chance. If you keep giving him
He's
those
petty,
low
very petty.
hanging fruit, he will use them to his fullest advantage. And the next thing, he's putting on record stuff that you never said. So Mnisi argued that Gwabini said that he never made a statement, and he said that they said that was his, if that was his statement. So they were saying to this witness, agree to something that you never made, as if he made it. Well, Mnisi said, thank you, Mr. Gwabini. At least now I know that you never made any statement to the
Again,
police.
He's trying to hammer on this issue because it has a dent.
It is important.
You can say that, Kwabin, if you could listen, man.
It is important.
Can say that, man. You're going to take your brother down the drain, bro. Careful of what you're saying.
Well, Mnisi said that the narrative, even though it's a weak one, is that the planning of Senzo Meyiwa happened at the hostel. Kwabini said those are lies, and Mnisi said the reason why I'm saying this is because there are no specifics, there are no dates of the planning and how it got planned, whether it was during the day or night, when was it planned, who was present in that planning. It's built around what Zungu said about this jamboree that happened there on that day. And he said we are assuming this is supposed planning happened on the 26th of October 2014. What can your comment be about this supposed event? And Kwabini said, I would say that he's lying. Then Nisi said, why do you say he's lying? Kwabini said, there's a lot that I can say about his lies. I last saw him in 1998 and then in 2017, which is a surprise because he never even told me that he was coming to see me. Nisi then says, so what do you say about what he says about what happened on 26th of October 2014? Kwabini said, there's nothing I can say about what happened in 2014. I'd also be telling lies in his absence. I had last seen this person in 1998. Nisi said, you gave your testimony in a detailed and graphic manner on the assault that you experienced at the hands of those that were actually supposed to be protecting you, the South African Police Services. You then got invited by them in the presence of prosecutors. Did these issues of assault rise in the meeting you had with the prosecutors in the presence of the police? Well, Gwabini said, I informed Mr. Baloyi that I was severely assaulted, or that they severely assaulted me. Well, Mnisi said, I just want you to take the court through the content of this discussion relating to your reporting and assault to the members of the prosecution. Well, Gwabini said that I had to mention that I was assaulted by the police. When I arrived there on the first day, Baloyi said to me that, Zungu, you will have to come and testify in court. Here is your statement that they gave me. I then asked, what is it that I'm expected to testify about? Because those are my brothers that are arrested. He then said that it's not something that came from him. It's the statement that indicates that he has to go and testify. Well, he says that he told him that he won't be able to do that because even what they wrote in that statement, he doesn't know it. It is the very first time that he's hearing about it as this lady was reading it out to him. He then did not complete reading that statement. They had a discussion in a language that he could not follow or hear what they were saying. Well, the lady, Muhola, by the way, she was not in court apparently, allegedly today. She wasn't in court, Umamfundisi. Those were the reports I was hearing on the X-Trees that she's not in court. They kept pointing at her yesterday. She's like, today I'm dizzy. Well, he said that the lady was the one, Umuhola was the one who was trying to explain to him in isiZulu. She said to him that, his face was not going to be revealed, that as he was testifying, even his voice would be disguised. And he said, I told her, no, I will not be able to do that to my mother's child. I told her that that is something that I will never do. Well, Gwabini said that she told me to be understanding. I said, no, I won't be understanding anything. Do you now
see the rolling of events of the time when we last saw these witnesses standing on a stand? Did you see the importance of that, what happened there, which eventually led to these witnesses being just heard through whatever the voice that they have? Mohane was promising that kind of a thing. Even further to that. So even to me, voice. Just we blame those journalists. It was a setup.
It was a nice little setup. And abanye bathi, that other one from that other channel will not mention was actually the one leading the chase.
It would make
Allegedly.
sense. It would make sense.
Allegedly, people are now remembering. They're like, let's go back.
Who was the front?
Let's rewind.
Who was the
Who
front?
actually started with the chasing of two men? Hi,
How
guys.
far is that
These are
person
just-
from the state's narrative?
Well, Nisi asked when was the issue of his assault factored into the conversation. Well, Gwabini said, I told them the first time I saw them at their office, I told them that I would not be able to testify about these people, knowing that it's something that they never did. I said I wouldn't be able to say that. And, you did assault me. Gwabini said that they never responded to him pertaining to his assault. They just did not show any interest in the fact that he was assaulted. He said what puzzled him is that you can assault a person and then in the end ask them to help you by lying for you. Now everything must be centered around this person, the assault, and it's also the lies. All of that you expect from this one particular person. They really treated Ugwabini like a Popeye. Yes. They made him a Popeye. They made him their plaything.
And you taking that into consideration, you can almost sense how then he's going to be treated through this cross-examination. Because they think that, in my opinion, he's Mampara. So they can do whatever that they want to do with him. So they are going to try and twist the situation. So okay, you don't follow. You must
Get ready mentally.
Get ready mentally. You can't
Pray.
tell me that you
do whatever you have to do to be strong, because they are gonna work on your nerves. That's the plan. And he might even stretch
and you have an ammunition that you met these people.
Yes.
If they go deeper also
Go.
on what happened when you met.
If it goes to hell, go to the earth crust.
Reveal everything. Drag them if you have to, so that they stop questioning you.
Well, Mnisi then said, do I then understand your testimony to mean that at the time when you interacted with the police in the presence of the state, when you consulted with the state, you also made mention of the fact that you were also assaulted by the police? Baloyi objected and said that his learned friend had traversed this issue. He is the reason the witness keeps repeating the same issue. The witness has already answered. Le ndaba leyo ukuthi abantu bayashawa. Baloyi like he doesn't want to hear it. Iyamdina. The way he's so nonchalant and doesn't even want it to go to record. He's just like, oh, but it's been said so many times. But that's their experience. Why don't you want them to speak about their experience? Why are you bullying them as to how they should testify about their experience? Nobody was doing these shenanigans that Baloyi is doing to the state witnesses. They were given ample time.
Protected by the judge.
Yes.
Let us press the like button, guys. Please, the like button. Let us push it up. It's not liking. So let us like more. Let us give it more energy, more, and more. Thank you very much. Thank you while you are still doing it. While you are doing it now, remember to press that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, so that you can have this chat with us. And join membership. Please, we request for you guys to support that part. Thank you very much.
Well, Minister said it's a burning issue. If there's a need to clarify 20 times, that should happen, and the court must allow that to happen. But he said, unfortunately, he's done. He's done with this whole assault situation. Well, Mnisi then said, on your third occasion of coming to court, you hired a vehicle to come and fetch you because you realized that Mr. Dlamini who Surgeon Mlaudzi had instructed to come and fetch you was delaying you. Gwabini said that he called him and he told him that he said he should come to court in no time later than 8:30. And by that time that he saw the clock from his home, it was already 8:30. And he asked Kanti kwenzakalani, what's going on? And he said that the car was in Heidelberg, so Dlamini was on his way. Then Ugwabini said, he said to him that you guys said I should not be fetched by another person, but by only one person. So he was told that Mlaudzi would be the one to fetch him at all times. But then now they are changing and they're telling him about it, Dlamini. So Mnisi told Gwabini about Muhola telling him to go back, and Baloyi objected, and all of a sudden he had problems with things being repetition. He's like, oh, objection, but the learned friend has already traversed on that yesterday.
But he made us listen to phone records many times.
Says someone who made us listen to phone records, guys.
And keep on flipping on that flipping
one
page.
Question
pages.
When it came to Muzi. One question for 5 days. So Baloyi said that there is no need to repeat the evidence on record. It's already on record, and counsel can just proceed with whatever proposition that they wanted to lead a witness on. Well, Mnisi said, why did she not want you to go to court? And Zungu said she said I was going to disturb what was being said. And Mnisi said, what did you understand her to mean by that? That which is being said, the manner in which it was being said, she realized that I would tell that he was lying. And then Mnisi said that subject that keeps popping up at court, and I'm going to say it as graphic as it is, there has been a suggestion that at court, according to Brigadier Gininda, you were unable to come to court because you were fearing for your life. He might not have used those exact words, but the context that he placed alluded to that it could be the reason why you never featured as one of the state witnesses up until the state closed its case. Well, Gwabini said, Eish, my lord, let me ask before I respond. Does it happen that an elder lies? Mnisi said from the area he comes from, when a person lies, he gets an outcast from the community, or he gets to be outcasted from the community. Gwabini said that, okay, he lied on me. Because when I was turned at the door, I had every intention of testifying because there was something that was burning me. So Mnisi asked about Snako and the impression that was created by Constable Zungu that on the 26th of October 2014, when there was that gathering at the hostel, when accused number 1 and 3 gave you the firearms, he asked you, is that not the firearm that was used in the shooting of Snako? Then you told me that you threw it in the river. Then you told him that no, it's not the same firearm. That one, you threw it in the river. Well, Gwabini said there is a lot that he can explain. He said, I would like to ask the judge and the state, but then Lisi stopped him quickly there and said, you know what, you're not allowed to ask the court questions because the court has to remain neutral. Even to the prosecutor, he's not allowed to ask a question. Guys, now I'm finding out that yesterday's statement about there being a attorney-client privilege between the prosecutor and defense witness is a lie. There's no such. Apparently, there's no such. There's no attorney-client privilege between a prosecutor and a defense witness. There's no such.
And a defense witness.
Yes. And even the witness, they're saying that the witnesses that testify on behalf of the states are not the prosecutor's clients. They are there to assist the court, but the state is working for, the prosecutors are working for the state.
Yes.
They're not working for the witnesses. So I was like, yo, one of this thing, we shall be dribbled. The way things are twisted in that court. And Mnisi said it without fear, that there's no such. There's only a client attorney privilege with a defense witness and their attorney. That's what it is. So lawyers representing people that are accused, that's where the privilege is, the secrecy is, the confidentiality is, so that the state doesn't use anything against them, because that's their job, is to find whatever they can find and use it against them. So Mnisi asked him to clarify the question for him.
There's something here. There's a question. Mr. Anonymous, when you're free, please check the 16th November 2023 at about 2 hours. When Ngo was cooking Mukhane at about the AVL, and he told him that on the 22nd, he took Ndanzi to Ntlabane. Do you think he was by Gwabini on the same day? Mukhane is the male, right?
Yes.
That Moses says was driving the car, right?
Yes.
And Moses was arrested when? Gwabini was arrested on the 23rd.
The OB entries that Ramsipil was talking about say the 23rd and the 22nd.
No, I'm talking about Gwabini.
Yes, they say Gwabini was incarcerated on the 22nd, 23rd of June.
22nd, 23rd.
Wasn't it the 20-something? Okay, let me not lie. It's 20-something from what I remember.
Oh, well, it could have. It can, actually. How far is that in Tlaban?
Tlaban is in Rustenburg.
In Rustenburg.
Yes.
Yeah, it could. But is it the same day?
That's what we have to find out and compare.
Yeah, okay.
We have to find that out and compare it, because now I may have quoted the wrong dates. Maybe said the 25th, 26th. I don't know. Everything is in my head right now, especially concerning these dates. But yeah, thank you for that. Thank you. I'll note it down. In fact, I have noted it down.
But I doubt that. Because these things were happening at night.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The torturing at the beginning happened at night.
Yes. And they incarcerated Ugwabini for a week.
Yes. So, yeah, they didn't sleep there. They came back.
No, they didn't sleep at Tlabane. They came back. They returned. In fact, they booked Untanzi for 5 minutes, and then they took him out of the Tlabane court and then brought him to Pretoria.
When was this happening to but is it 2023 or
2020?
2020, man.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, 2020,
It was
man.
2020.
I think you are confusing the two things. 2023 in Tanzi. Remember, even this guy is saying, if we go by Gwabini's statement.
2023, I think he is mentioning the testimony of Mukhane in court, that it was in 2023 when he was being asked by Mgome Zulu 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But remember, Ugwabin cannot be interlocked with Mose, because Gwabin is the second person to be arrested after, with Ntanzi. Gwabin is the second person to be arrested after Mose. It was Mose, his brother, and then Gwabin, then later Ntanzi.
But the occurrence book that Ramsipili referenced, that upset Advocate Baloyi there, it says that Gwabini was arrested after Ntanzi.
It said that.
The dates. So we are here to find out in his cross-examination
Let's hear maybe when
as to what's going on.
Why was Baloyi upset then?
He was upset because Ramasipili brought it up to Gwabini. He wanted to surprise him. He wanted the shock effect.
Yeah.
Manje Ramasipili took it away by actually preempting Gwabini to say that he must stay away from dates if he can't remember the exact dates, because what is happening now is that they've been shown the occurrence books, and from what they've seen, the dates are saying 20-something of June, and Ntanzi was arrested on the 16th of June.
Yeah.
So he was just giving him a heads up there that Gwabini, be careful with dates, because the state is going to butcher you and chew you alive. So Gwabini said that Zungu came to force Loras in 2017 and Snako was doing grade 11 in 2014. He said he doesn't think that they know each other, Constable Zungu and Snako. Gwabini said that he knew Snako, and in fact he was residing with him in the same house, and as he got shot, he was actually living with him in the same house. So Snako is from the Sibia family. Accused number one, he called accused number one his uncle. And he was doing grade 11 back home in Makaya in 2014. He was nowhere near Johannesburg or Gauteng. So Mnisi said that the impression that was created also was that in 2014 already Snako had been shot with that firearm Constable Zungu said was thrown into the river. Well, Gwabini said that we are now opening old wounds to the Sebia family concerning someone who passed away, and he said that Constable Zungu is lying. He's lying when he says that Snako was in Gauteng in 2014. He's also lying when he says that Snako was shot in 2014. And Mnisi asked to consult with his client, and the judge asked for the time, and it was time for adjournment. He's asking for the time.
There is no respect for the defense.
No.
They are still consulting. You are just adjourning.
What time is it? Hi, let's adjourn. Well, Mnisi said that he wrapped up his cross-examination when they came back, and it was now Ramosepele's turn, and Gwabini indicated that he actually knew Ntanzi through the traditional dance, Ukusha Ngoma. Even though he's from another village, but that's how he knew him. And Ramosepele introduced himself formally to Mr. Zungu after stating that they met before. And Ramosepele asked in which village did Gwabini grow up and which distance, how far was it from the village that Ntanzi grew up in. Well, Gwabini says he grew up in Mahlabatini and Ntanzi grew up in KwaHlokolo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. KwaHlokolo. So the distance between these two villages, Gwabini is saying it's quite a distance from each other and it's not close at all. So Gwabini said that he was still in standard 1 or 2 and he was around the age of 12 years when he first met Ntanzi. Gwabini says that he did not attend the same school. Their schools would play soccer matches against each other. That's how they would interact at schools. He said he's known Ntanzi for many years, more than 10 years. And he said that Ntanzi was just a young man that he knew, and they would come together for, the traditional dance and song thing that they did. And Ramosepele then said, and outside of the traditional dance groups and gathering, did you personally socialize with Mr. Ntanzi? Well, Gwabini said that it was just something that would happen, that they'd come together and discuss the songs and traditional dances that they were going to do. And he said that they would be discussing also that we were going to be performing at such and such a place. And then they'd part ways. Ramosepele asked, did you know anything about Bongani Ntanzi's personal life? For example, where he lived, where he worked, and the people that he associated with in 2014. Gwabini said that what he could say is that the Ntanzi brothers grew up in one home, and there's many of them. If one of them comes too close to you, it would seem like you are close. You've known each other for long, but they worked in the mines as well. And he said that Bona, they are not familiar with mines or working in the mines. Gwabini said that he would know where he lived or worked. He wouldn't know where he lived or worked in 2014. And Ramasipele asked, since you've known him since primary school, have you kept telephonic contact with him? Well, Gwabini said that after they were done with school, he would call and then tell him that he was working in the mines. And then he said that when they met at home, then they would do the traditional dance thing, Kshayi Ngoma, and then they would talk that, we're going to be performing at Falaza or Hlalo Penyani. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce it, guys. I'm sorry. So Gwabini said that he was residing at Basotho Hostel in 2014 as well. And then Ramasipele said, did Bongani Ntanzi know that you were staying at Basotho Hostel in 2014? Well, Gwabini said that he wouldn't know if he were to ask him to even point to where that was, where he was staying. He would not be able to do that. Well, Ramasipele said that Gwabini's response confirmed actually that Ntanzi never visited him at Basotho Hostel. And he asked him, was accused number 1 at Basotho Hostel on the 26th of October 2014. Well, Gwabini said he won't lie because he was no longer working. He would go home and then come to Johannesburg, which is accused number 1's testimony. Ramasipele then said, pertaining to the testimony that there was a party in attendance with accused 1 up until 5, that's what Constable Zungu said. Was accused 1 there? Gwabini said that he's lying. Ramasipele then asked, was accused 1 there? Gwabini said he's lying. And was accused 2 there, accused 3 there, accused 4, accused 5? Well, Gwabini said he's lying. Ramasipele then said, was accused 5 at the party? Gwabini said he's lying. And then Ramasipele said, did you call Constable Zungu to invite him to a get-together at Basotho Hostel on the 26th of October 2014? Gwabini said those are lies. Did Constable Zungu encounter accused 1, 2, 3, and 5 at around 1 p.m. on the 26th of October at your place at Basotho Hostel? Gwabini said those are lies. Did you host a party attended by homeboys, Constable Zungu, including accused 1 to 5? Gwabini said there was never a party. And then he asked him, did he hand his Z83 9mm pistol to you for safekeeping in your room? Gwabini said those are lies. And then Ramasipele asked him, did Constable Zungu hand you the car keys of a police vehicle that he arrived with at Basotho Hostel on the 26th of October 2014? Gwabini said those are lies. Ramasipele asked him, were you at some point in the afternoon approached by a particular person requesting you to tell Constable Zungu to move his vehicle because he parked in accused number 5 who wanted to leave at the time? Gwabini said they are lies. So Ramasipele was basically going through the testimony of Constable Zungu where Gwabini was implicated or mentioned, and Gwabini said that those were basically lies. Everything is lies that Zungu had written on that statement or had narrated to the police to write on that statement. So he said that they are not homeboys, and as far as he knows, his knowledge, accused 1, 2, 4, and 5 are not homeboys with Constable Zungu, as he was describing in his testimony. So, and then Ramasipele asked him that throughout your testimony, this event of the 26th of October 2014 at Basotho Hostel, as testified by Constable Zungu, did not happen. Is that correct? Well, Gwabini said it's all lies. In your testimony, that this testimony of Constable Zungu pertaining to you hosting a party on the 26th of October attended by several homeboys, including accused 1 to 5, is completely fabricated. Is that how I should understand your answer? And Gwabini said yes. And you reject every aspect of his testimony pertaining to this incident on the 26th of October 2014. Gwabini said yes, it's lies. Gwabini said Maphumulo was also wearing a traffic cop uniform And Ramasipili asked that testimony in this court is that Maphumulo and Buthelezi were working at EMPD SWAT unit. They were assisting Brigadier Gininda in this case. They looked more militarized as distinct to normal police officers. And he asked Gwabini if they were wearing distinct uniform according to him. And what were they wearing? Were they wearing ordinary uniform or SWAT gear? Gwabini asked if it was written PWD at the back. Well, Ramasipili said he was not sure what was written at the back, and then he completely abandoned this line of questioning. He went to the part where evidence, or where it said that Sergeant Mogola showed him Tanzi's picture on a phone, and she told Gwabini that Tanzi was needed as well. At the time, he asked Gwabini.
She told Gwabini that
Tanzi was needed as well. We don't know the date of when this happened, but that was before they let Gwabini go. And the dates on the occurrence books, manje.
Uyabona indaba ye-occurrence book umuzoyithatha uyifake enkanda. It's I mean,
why are the dates so?
Occurrence book can be written anytime.
That's what I'm realizing.
Can be backdated.
Yes. You take a clean one and you write the dates that accommodate your story.
When did Ntanzi go to court?
Tanzi went to court in... His first court appearance was in Rustenburg, right?
Uh-huh.
And then when he came now...
When was that?
This side, I think it was the 19th, somewhere there. And then when he came
19th
here...
June.
Yeah. And then when he came here, it was around the 22nd, 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he went to... I think it was Fosloras court.
Where he was not enrolled. So we cannot attest to that. Yeah.
No, we can't. Ramasipili said at the time you yourself were in custody. Did you know that Mr. Bongani Ntanzi was arrested on the 16th of June 2020? Gwabini said he doesn't know, but he remembers that Mafika was arrested after he was released. Ramasipili said he should say, or he shouldn't say with certainty to the dates because the state literally is going to be questioning him, aka butchering him. Well, the reason he said that he's saying that is because Mr. Ntanzi was arrested on the 16th of June and they were shown certain registers that were done when Gwabini was in custody, and it says the late was the 23rd, 25th of June. So I was wrong with the dates. I said 22nd, 23rd. It's 23rd, 25th of June 2020 at a certain police station. And by then, Mr. Ntanzi was already arrested. So Baloyi objected and said one is not sure about this procedure that they are following, whether it's seeking clarification or it's cross-examination. But counsel has put to the witness that it does not know what accused number 2 was arrested on the 16th of June 2020, and he said he doesn't know. Upon his release, accused number 2 was arrested, and he has responded. Now my learned friend is now putting literally words in his mouth, and he said we submit that putting words in a witness's mouth after we had already said that he has given an answer. Ramasipili said he's not in a mood to fight these frivolous objections, so he will abide his objection and he will stand by the answer. Ramasipili said now to Gwabini that at the time of your arrest, did you know that Bongani Ntanzi was already implicated in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa? Gwabini said he didn't know, and he said they only showed him the picture of Ntanzi. Ramasipili then said, what was your reaction as soon as you learned that Mr. Ntanzi was also arrested in relation to the Senzo Meyiwa case? And Gwabini said, I'd say those are lies. Ramasipili asked for clarity as to why he says those are lies. And he said that Mafika is just someone who likes traditional dance and he does not have a lot of friends. He said that in the Ntanzi guys, you'd never find them in a crowd or where there are firearms involved. No. Well, Ramasipili nipped it in the bud before it went too far and said that it was leading into character evidence. Ramasipili told Gwabini that they told them that the reason he did not testify was because he was fearful for his life and fearful of reprisal if the matter, or other witnesses was not handled properly. And he asked him, do you fear for your life to come and testify in this case? Well, Gwabini said they are telling lies. So Ramasipili then said, according to Brigadier Gininda, the plot to murder Senzo Meyiwa was hatched at the hostel. Do you have anything to say about that plot that was hatched at the hostel? And Gwabini said no, he had nothing. And he asked him, did you prove or provide any information to Brigadier Gininda or any member of law enforcement with information relating to the plot that was hatched at Basutung Hostel to murder Senzo Meyiwa? And Gwabini said nothing. Well, Ramasipili asked to approach accused number 2, and he came back to close his cross-examination. But after the long adjournment, he had one more question. He asked that, knowing Tanzi and Constable Zungu, do you know if Constable Zungu knew Bongani Tanzi at all? And Gwabini said he had no knowledge of any relationship between the two. It was now Ngumalo's turn. He also had a couple of questions. He didn't even introduce himself to Gwabini. He asked him, do you know in which area accused 3 is coming from? And Gwabini said he does know. It's Kwanongoma, Osotu. And he asked him on the 2nd of November 2023, Constable Zungu was asked under cross-examination when Gwabini was introduced to you, did he tell you where accused number 4 was coming from? And the response from Constable Zungu was that he said he was coming from Opisweni. Gwabini confirmed that he knows Opisweni, and he said that it is in Mahlabatini. And Ngumalo said that he was going to refer to various passages of the evidence of Constable Zungu from the 7th of September. He read Constable Zungu's testimony where he said he was called to come to Fosloras by Gwabini and that he'd go when he knocked off from work. And Ngumalo asked him, do you know where Constable Zungu was employed in 2014? Gwabini said he didn't know. He told this court also that during the period of 2014, he was stationed at Tembisa police station. And Gwabini said no, he didn't know that. And Ngumalo said, do you have his contact number? And Gwabini said he didn't have it. Constable Zungu testified that he knew Mtogozi Seni, who's accused number 4, that he also remembered him from Fosloras, but not back home. Do you know if Constable Zungu knew Mr. Mapisa before court? And Gwabini said he didn't have that knowledge. And Ngumalo said he further told this court that on the proceedings of the 7th of September 2023, he knows accused number 4 as Nkani, or said to be Ntuli, but he knew him as being a Zungu at the time. Gwabini said he was lying. Ngumalo said that he will also be asking questions pertaining to accused number 5 in the absence of Advocate Mshololo, his colleague. And he told the court that the person that accused number 5 requested was Snakos Bia. Gwabini said he's lying. Gwabini confirmed that Snakos Bia was not at the hostel on that day. Ngumalo went through Zungu's testimony and talked about accused number 4 and number 5, and also regarding the gray silver polo hatchback. Gwabini said that he doesn't know about it. And accused number 4 giving keys and then a papata, and he clapped his hands like this as to show gratitude. Gwabini said that Unamanga Uzungu, he's lying. And Ngumalo asked Gwabini if accused number 4 and 5 were mentioned as one of the people that he mentioned as having been involved in the killing of the deceased. Gwabini said no. Gwabini said his phone was taken away from him during his arrest. A P10 Hawaii or Huawei. Up until now, that phone has not been returned. He said the number started with 076.
2000.
That's why Kiri, they were treating him like a fool. Bebezenzela njengogwabini. Bebezenzela even with Ntanzi and Sbi. But with Gwabini, there's just this arrogance that they had with him. They just saw a fool. He said the phone was never switched on since that day. Gwabini said that there were a lot of pictures on that phone, and Gwabini said that he did have Muzi's photos. I guess now we know where the source of those many photos that the state has is coming from. Some of them, not all of them, because some of them are from accused number 3's phone. But the other ones, the ones that Muzi's saying are from 2018, now we know the source. And he said that there's a place that they went to with him and they took a picture. Gwabini said that there were many photos of accused number 1 in his phone. Remember, they are brothers, right? So Nxumalo now went to the evidence of Absalom Zungu, where Absalom Zungu said he did not approve of his son holding a picture of accused number 1. And he asked him where he got that picture, and he said that he stole it. Well, Nxumalo said Constable Zungu told this court that he got the photo of accused 1 from you. Well, Gwabini said that he's grateful that has been said, which then means that Constable Zungu is more aware of his phone's whereabouts, because he said his phone was taken by the police. It means he took that photo from his phone because it was seized and never taken to him. And that wrapped up Nxumalo's evidence in chief. It was now time for Advocate Baloyi to cross-examine, and he started off by saying that Gwabini cannot dispute that Makosonke in 2014 was working in Rustenburg. Gwabini said he would dispute that because he doesn't know about Makosonke or being around Makosonke. You know, he did not start being around Makosonke in 2014.
Yeah.
So Gwabini said that on the 9th of August 2014, a certain lady from Sibia got married and Makosonke was not employed at the time. Gwabini said that he was referring to the last time that he saw him. It was at home in August 2014. Baloyi asked why he did not mention in his evidence in chief and only mentioned now that Advocate Nxumalo that his phone was actually taken by the police. Nxumalo objected, saying that if the question is not asked, is the witness at fault for not mentioning it? Which is a good question. So you must now have in evidence in chief, have a witness volunteer information that they were not asked. So Gwabini then asked Baloyi, he said, is it the first time that I'm telling you that my phone was seized by the police? So it looks like Gwabini also told the state prosecutor that his phone was seized by the police. And now he's acting all brand new. But I then said, no, Mr. Zungu, we're talking about your evidence in chief. You testified as to what happened. Well, Baloyi then said that the evidence in court was that of Mohola, was that, the regular driver of the red Golf was actually Sergeant Mohola. Ramosipil objected, saying it's an unfair question. Police cars go with registers. If a register is not shown in this court to this witness of all those dates that he was driven in this car, was it Mohola who was registered to be the driver of this car, then he can answer. But in just a vacuum like this, it's unfair. Well, the judge, unbeknownst then to our surprise, but not that we are surprised at all, he said that he does not think so. He does not think that the point that Mr. Ramosipil is raising is correct. He said JP Ledwaba is driving a Maserati. I don't know what JP Ledwaba and his Maserati, why are they being brought up so randomly? Hey, Yazin. Now substitute the Maserati for a Golf 7. He's saying the driver of the Golf 7 was not Mohani. So what's wrong with the question? Ramasipili argued that the police cars are not personal cars. The judge said that the operative word is regular driver. You know what the funny thing is? Mohola and Mohani were always together during the arrest of Ntanzi and Muzi as well. Mm-hmm. And according to the judge, they would never interchange driving that Golf.
No.
It always was driven by Mohola. Never by Mohani. And another thing, judges are not allocated cars like police officers. You don't have judges investigating as a team, going to a particular area as a team. Do you have that? They buy the cars that they like, and the state puts in fuel. Like he was telling us the other day, since he's retired, they are paying for his petrol every day when he comes to that court with his, what did he say? 8-cylinder vehicle. So I don't understand where this comparison is coming from. And Kwabeni said that he is here to tell the truth and not to say what he heard or maybe what happened, what the state wants him to say happened. He said, I'm here to tell my truth. Kwabeni said Baloyi should not make Mamfundisi a part of his arrest. He met her at the police station. The red polo was driven by Mohani at the time that he was getting arrested. She came later on at Primrose police station to make a statement. Baloyi read where it said that they had an accident at Musina in the testimony that was being given in court. I don't know whether it was given by Mohani or Mohola, I don't remember. But then he said, we put it to you that the Red Golf could not have been part of your arrest. Nisi said that they are putting it as that unit, as if that unit is allocated one Golf, which is very unfair to the witness. One Red Golf. Right? Then Baloyi asked for an early adjournment. There was just a lot was happening there. I don't understand why this Red Golf, the state keeps bringing it up. And by the looks of things, it seems like that car is still there.
Probably is. And it has an AVL.
Microphone.
It probably is, and it has an AVL.
The more he keeps emphasizing and wants to take this car away from say and some, it's the more I'm like, this car needs to be looked. It's just unfortunate that they couldn't memorize the car registration numbers. But this car, it has a lot of stories to tell.
It does.
The AVL of this Red Golf would be very useful.
What I found difficult to understand. Mohani was there.
Yes.
When Zung was called.
Yes, he was.
Why would you try to unmarry the Golf being around the same area, or Mohani being sent to fetch this guy, and Mamfundis would be there in waiting for the guy with Gininda?
I don't know why they're trying to separate them from the Golf. I don't get it. It's maybe trying to confuse Gwabin. Maybe to say that no, he did not see properly because the car is always driven by Mohola. But still, Mohola and Mohani, they investigated Muzi on that Tembisa case. Who still remembers that? They are like this. So you are trying to tell us that police officers that are working together, and also remember
they don't get tired in exchange.
And I also remember on the testimony of accused number 1 when he said that before he got arrested there was a Red Golf. Who still remembers that? He was standing at the spaza shop. There was a Red Golf that was parked opposite where he was standing with his friends, looking,
and
lurking.
This Golf was an accident, but was it ever submitted, the accident report on it?
It wasn't, because the accident report is going to reveal the car registration number.
So you see, it is just a word of mouth. You know what I found disturbing about Baloyi?
What?
He makes what is said by Gininda
Gospel truth.
It is true what was said by the police. Even the judge has that tendency.
Yes.
You know, they can reference what was said by Gininda. Gininda said he allocated the car to Mohani. Are the books saying that? No, that's immaterial. It's what Gininda says. And what Gininda says is the truth and the gospel truth.
No, next thing tomorrow morning, they need to ask for those things. If he's going to state such things that the red golf was in an accident, then the accident report must be made available, just like it was with Mabena's car, right? Everything must be put on the table, and the car registration of that car needs to be brought to the front. And if there's AVLs that can be retrieved, I'm sure they can be retrieved. It's just the state doesn't want to do it. Maybe it's about time. Angithi uyathanda ukukhuluma nge-red golf. Now it's time to emphasize on those AVL records for that red golf.
Because they will actually tell the truth.
Yes.
Let's press the like button, guys. Please reach 400. Please, let's push for 400. Yes, the AVR is very important.
For that red golf, one at a time. Since he's bringing this red golf up and he's shoving it down Kwabini's throat, let the AVL, let the record speak for itself. Please.
So at the end, the judge said something.
What did he say?
When BALOYI is saying, it's been a long day.
He did say that.
And the judge says, indeed, it's been a long day. And then Nisi said, it's been a normal day, like it has been, it was yesterday. And then the judge said, Nisi asked why the judge said that it's been a long day. And the judge said, English is English. You know what I felt that was saying?
What was it saying?
It's like a judge was throwing a jab to say that the witness is crumbling. That's why Ines had to ask.
Crumbling how?
You know when someone says, it's been a long day indeed. You know, condescending. You know, that's, it's getting hot. It's getting hot indeed. Do you understand? That is why that last part of it. And then he speaks about Zulus. Lo judge ngasiqali ke singamazulu. Ayingasiqali impela ngoba sizomnemba siyanemba thina sizomnemba vele ngeqiniso. Hayi siyanembala ngeqiniso.
Yes, some undertone, aggressive, passive aggressive towards Zulu people. I don't know.
Angeke ngeke impela simele.
Kodwa unabo lobo passive aggressive.
Angeke nje asimele angeke. Nje somnemba ngeqiniso nje sokusimbayile umadala siyamhlonipha. Umuntu omdala nje uyahlonishwa kodwa ke this thing of using our language as if that thing of Mandela and whatnot, and until Mandela, that we cannot entertain that thing. We must leave our tribe alone.
Amazulu are showing him flames. They're showing him flames.
Should be wasabe sesemncane. Manje wathola ikhundla sejudge lesi yabo.
Yeah.
Makes him feel superior manje.
Manje inkinga ukuthi amaZulu are the bravest people, I believe, because now look at what's happening with this case. These people are not backing down.
They will never back down.
This thing was not supposed to play out like this when it was being cooked at the beginning, in my opinion.
Allegedly cooked.
In my opinion. It reminds me. Hi, Miss Mkomezulu. He was going to have a field day. Cooking the boikikos. Oh my God! The boikikos is cooking. I still remembers that. Oh my God. I'm like, hey, you would be having a field day right now with all of these witnesses from the defense coming through. But yeah, like I was saying, like, I feel like this was not the plan. Remember, it was COVID. So maybe they were thinking these guys will just be pressured into guilty or admitting guilt and then it will be done with. But now they started being stubborn. And they said no.
Right, guys, let's press the like button. let's press the like. I say if let's spoke. I paid it then. Let's press the like button. And yeah, guys, we're not gonna take calls today. Emily is so tired. I'm sure you have noticed that. So we are not going to take calls for that reason. And Nami, I've got a visitor here that I need to take home, and is already doing things. I'm sorry.
You're not sleeping. Okay, guys, tomorrow it is, and yes, we'll see each other again tomorrow. And yeah,
Thank you.